I saw drought devastation in 9 states. I talked with families who had lost their wheat crop, lost their corn crop, lost their livestock, lost the water in their well, lost their garden, and come through to the end of the summer without $1 of cash resources.
Race is really hard. Ethnicity is really hot. Everybody writes about this, and yeah, it's a little difficult for me to write from that perspective. However, if you just assume that my family has not had some prejudice in their lives, then you would assume too much. You are erasing a big part of this American history, and so I tried to write about that. This is it. I don't want to wear white anymore. Give me that redneck my great-granddad wore. While earning $1/4 an hour working Central Californian cotton fields, 20 cents an hour for potatoes, 2.5 cents for a box of peaches, collected in the scalding sun so his barefoot family of 12 wouldn't starve. Give me those rednecks packed in the back of rickety Model Ts and mule-drawn carts with every possession, a cacophony of hungry children, aunties, meemaws, cousins, everyone who could stand on the runners and hang from the rumble seat by the callous tips of their fingers as they crawled down the road of down the back of the Mother Road, Route 66. You see, white doesn't remember the acres of rich black farmland laid waste by shifting sands, evicting generations and erasing histories in the space of a season. White knows nothing of border crossings in the silence of starlight, halted by Los Angeles police officers with shotguns, guarding every road, every bridge, every river leading into the Golden State. Okie, go home, they shouted. Go back to where you came from. We already got 10 men for every field job. Now go home, Okie, and take your filthy, lice-ridden litter with you. Newspapers warned of migrant hordes invading Kern County, and they weren't coming from Mexico. They snuck over the Arizona border from Shamrock, Texas, and Goaty Bowl, Oklahoma. My family, my white family. While signs on every store announced that owners would sooner serve dogs than Okies. You didn't say that word. You spat it, then ground it into the dust with the toe of your boot. Redneck remembers white school children being taught that Okies were filth, Okies were scum, Okies were not white. They were animals that bred like vermin and overran your cities and infected your children and drove workmen's wages into the dirt through which they crawled. And yes, we were eventually allowed the privilege of our white skin. But white doesn't recognize the shared struggle to belong. Okie and nigger are two sides of the same filthy coin that is the need of a privileged society to find an other, to blame for its ills, and push to its edge, and crush under the boot of prejudice. I have no pride being white. That phrase assumes silver spoons in the sepia-toned mouths of the Okies and rednecks whose sacrifice allows me the freedom to be a poet who writes about these struggles rather than engages in them. Yes, I benefit from white privilege every day. But please do not forget that my neck, as much as I've tried to wash it clean, is red. Thank you.
You know I wouldn't do a thing, not against my baby's will. That's bad. I declare that's too black bad.